All right, we're just gonna jump into this. All right. Hello friends, welcome to my channel in this house. My name is Patty, and today I want to talk about whether or not you should preschool homeschool. Should you start out doing pre-K at home? Is it worth your time? Are your kids ready? Things like that. And I will go ahead and tell you, spoiler alert, that I definitely decided to do that this year. I have a 4-year-old son, and my husband and I made the decision to go ahead and start homeschooling this year, to go ahead and do preschool / pre-K. I really don't know what the difference between them is, but to go ahead and start doing that this year. I also have a 3-year-old daughter, and while she sits at the table with my son and I go over things like shapes and colors, and we do go over letters and numbers, I would say I definitely don't do schooling with her. She sits at the table and she calls it school, and it keeps her entertained and she colors, but her attention span is much shorter than my son's, and I am not really focusing on schooling her at this point in time. So again, today I'm going to talk about why I decided to go ahead and start homeschooling preschool. And I'm going to kind of give you 3 things that were really big deciding factors for our family to go ahead and do that. And the first one being, is your child ready to start schooling? And mine was. And I know mine was based off of this time last year when I tried doing it, and he was 3 and he absolutely was not, and I ignored the signs and I was like, no, we're gonna homeschool, it's okay. Terrible plan. This year he knows his letters, he knows the majority of his letter sounds. Well, he knows all of the letter sounds. He gets them mixed up with other letters. That's okay. That's what school is for, is to learn. But he knows his letters and his letter sounds, and he's interested in reading. He loves books. He loves for me to read to him, and he will look at a word and tell me the letters in it. And to me, that's signaling that he's ready to take that knowledge that he's learning and do something with it. And so that's the first reason, is my kid was ready to start. I was ready for my son to start. That's why we went ahead and started. The second thing is quality time. And this is one where if you are a stay-at-home mom, you know how quickly the day can get away from you, between doing chores, between taking care of everyone. There's always laundry that needs folded and put away. There's always something that needs cleaned. There's always a meal that needs cooked. I mean, we eat, I'm certain, 45 million snacks a day, so there's always something to clean up from a snack. And doing all of those things, the day can really get away from you from moving from one small task to another, and you never really feel like you've accomplished anything. And also, I work from home during the week, and so I find that I would be doing all these other little tasks throughout the house. My kids would be playing, and then I would need to work, and then they'd be playing, and I would just never get done with them what I wanted to do. Like, I would never read as many books as I wanted to with them. I would never play as many games as I wanted to with them. And I wanted to change that this year. I really did want to have more quality time with them instead of just being in the house with them. And so we decided to homeschool, and I decided that that was going to be one of my goals for this year, is that I'm going to carve out this time, and it is going to be quality time with my kids, not just the schooling part, but also in reading fun books and playing games. And a lot of that can be school and, reinforcing ideas that we're learning, but to them it's just fun, quality time with mom. And I really, really wanted to embrace that this year and to make it a part of our lives. And the third thing, which is the biggest deciding factor in, yes, we just need to go ahead and homeschool now, is structure. We needed some structure in our day. Just like with quality time, I would find myself jumping between task and task and task and task and actually never accomplishing a single task. I would get one thing done just to move on to something else, and then I would need to work, and I just felt like nothing was getting completely done. And my kids too, I mean, they just wake up and play, but we didn't have a set rhythm, routine, schedule, nothing for any of us to measure success by at the end of the day. And I'm one of those people who thrive off of schedules, checklists, to-do lists. I do better with those. And turns out my son, at least, still up for debate about my daughter, but my son at least is definitely like that, and he does better with structure and routine. And so implementing some routines and rhythms in our day of, we're going to wake up, we're going to come to the table, and we're going to do this thing first, and then we're going to do this, and then once all of the school is done for the day, then mom goes and does her chores and we get to play, and then it's quiet time at this time and mom has to go work. And all of those things really work together to bring a lot more calm to our day, but also a lot more productivity to our day. I get a lot more done when I set aside time. I'm like, I'm not going to touch housework for this amount of time, and once we're done, then I will just focus on that. When I give my undivided attention and focus to something, I can actually, sorry, something just drove by and it was making noise. But when I get talking about undivided attention and focus, oh, the irony, right? But when I do that, I get a whole lot more done, and that's the goal, is to get things done each day and to get what I need and want to get done for the day done. But those were just 3 really big things that stood out to me of why, yes, we need to go ahead and start homeschooling. And honestly, it was, I needed to implement these things, and I could have done that without homeschooling. I'm sure I could have implemented structure and schedule, quality time, elsewhere in different forums, but this was the most straightforward way, and this has been working for us, so we're going to stick with it. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you stick along for my journey for more videos from a first-time homeschooling mom, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.